Tell me that sound doesn't captivate you. I think this perfectly exemplifies what's so special about Dennis Tolz's new design with this waveguide installed, which is a little miniature tornavos that he's designed to match the acoustics of this guitar. And what it is that the basses are so deep and low. The main body resonance of this guitar is so deep, yet it doesn't create this cloud over the trebles that make them sound weak or muted. The brightness is all there, and it creates this huge, absolutely wide sound. Hello, and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Today is a special day because I get to make a review video on a guitar built by one of my favorite luthiers ever, and one that was built exactly to my spec. This is a Dennis Tolz guitar from the year 2024. It is a spruce doubletop. First, I'll tell you a little bit about Dennis as a guitar maker and what attracts me to these guitars. Dennis was one of the members of the Berlin Luthiers group, this really great group of guitar makers that studied in Mittenwald. Really great craftsmanship. They're all known for this. And now Dennis, of course, is building double-top guitars, some of which, of course, inspired by Gernot Wagner, who I know mentored him in the beginning. And now Dennis has come up with his own design for his guitars and his own unique aesthetic language that I personally find so beautiful, and guitarists around the world certainly do. Because Dennis's waitlist now is like astronomical. I don't know if it's like over 10 years now. It's ridiculous. And of course, he can only build so many instruments a year. I am so excited to have this guitar and for him to be building future instruments for my shop. Well, there's so much to say and so many sounds to test out here. But first, let me tell you a little bit about this guitar and also what I like about it selfishly. It is a spruce double top with Nomex as the in-between layer, and it's a 7-fan bracing design. Now, these 7 fans are very, very small and lightweight. It is a fairly lightweight guitar. I'd say a very lightweight guitar. You'll notice right away this incredible rosette, which, fun fact, this was actually the very first guitar he built with this rosette. He asked me if I was okay with this, and I said, of course, look at that thing. It is gorgeous. Now, what I really like is this waveguide, which you might have heard me speak a little bit about in the intro to this video, is incorporated right past the rosette here. And it's like a tornavos that just goes down maybe 3/4 of an inch or maybe a little bit less than that. That's meant to lower the main air resonance of this guitar. But with his scientific approach to guitar building, which you should check out his website, there's all sorts of graphs and stuff that me as a mere guitar player has a very hard time understanding. But he really studied the effect and the exact design of this waveguide that he's incorporated and what it does to the top. And he's come up with a design that he's really happy with, and as well as I am, of course. Okay, well, moving on, you will see this bridge here, a very simple design. I mean, there's this minimal aesthetic to his guitars that I've always loved with his old rosette, with his old design. This is a guitar in his new design. However, this has remained the same, this matte finish on the bridge, a very simple tie block. You'll notice a C note on this guitar, which is another distinct thing that you'll notice here that many other previously Berlin-based luthiers do as well. Which goes across, this 20th fret goes across all 6 strings. You'll also notice a raised fingerboard, something also not present on earlier Dennis Tolz guitars. And then I've been waiting to show you, but look how beautiful the back and sides are on this guitar. It is this beautiful set of Madagascar rosewood that I helped pick out on this guitar. It has this beautiful brownish red color, this nice piece of sapwood down the center. It's a gorgeous guitar. And then right here with this little heel block being another matte finish, there's all sorts of little details that just tie this guitar together. It's so beautiful. Now, one of my favorite things is actually this little dot here at the 7th fret that he does, which I believe is copper. I might have to correct that. I think it's a copper dot here, and it just pops. It's so beautiful. Of course, when you look at the heel of this guitar, it's also a very minimal heel. It's not so big. It lets you get your thumb really high up the fingerboard so that those higher frets are even easier to access. Up on the head of the guitar, again, matte finish. Dennis's very distinct design language here, you can see on the head of the guitar, and then topped off with beautiful Barnett tuners. Of course, Chris Barnett, amongst the Berlin luthiers as well, being an American guitar maker and tuner designer here that has now made incredible machine heads. Okay, well, I skipped the neck, which is extremely comfortable, C-shaped, thin, exactly to my spec, actually with a 52 to 52.5 millimeter nut width and 640 millimeter scale. So a very, very special guitar for me to have in my shop and for Dennis to have built for me. Let's get into the sound of this thing because it is otherworldly in the way that it resonates and the depth mixed with the brightness and clarity you're able to achieve on the guitar. So let's start. I'll try to demonstrate that. I'll start by just playing a few chords. Now, it should be said that I'm also a lover of Dennis's older guitars, and I own one of those as well. But one thing that I could say about his newer instruments, of course this one, is that they're just a little bit more resonant and forgiving, perhaps. There is this huge spectrum of sound that you feel there's bass, there's treble, there's mid-range, and it's all very thick. So, you know, if I demonstrate the 4th string and I play something like this, or the 3rd string, right? And I have to say, while I'm focusing on the treble strings right now, that bass is just intoxicating. Because again, it doesn't overshadow the trebles. It doesn't block any high frequencies that you want, right? Many guitars with tornavoses are really fun at first and are impressive, but they don't really feel like consummate musical instruments sometimes if you're trying to play a wide variety of styles. Of course, the best implementations of them do have this, but Dennis has really bridged that gap very, very well with this waveguide. And I think a lot of that's because, like I was saying, those treble strings get muted. Like a shroud of darkness is just overlaying over the top, over the high end. It's not like that on this guitar. I think you can hear that. It sounds very Spanish, actually, right? And you can brighten it up so fast. Play on any guitar with a tornavos and see if you can do that. And then immediately switch to something like this. Wow. Let's play a little bit of Prelude 11 by Tárrega. think that really nicely demonstrates the breadth of this guitar. You know, you end up feeling so much clarity between voices. And I guess I'm missing a big part of what I love about this sound, and that is just how organic the sound is. It doesn't sound double toppy or thin or any of these things that you could attribute to some of the less favorable double tops. This thing is just a music making machine that sounds organic, that is highly responsive, and actually quite forgiving under your fingertips. Now let's hear this guitar in standard tuning. Just listen to that chord. Wow. Well, what a treat it is to get to know this guitar, and also to know that I'll have more of Dennis Tolz's guitars in my shop. So if you're interested in this guitar, make sure to check it out at guitarcollection.com. You'll see a full album of photos, a description for this guitar, and also please reach out if you're interested in reserving the next one to arrive. I don't know when that may be, but if you write to me, I can share that information with you. Congratulations to Dennis Tolz on building, wow, one of my favorite guitars I've seen recently, and some of my favorite guitars on the planet, speaking of his guitars in general. So be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video.